There was a time when one man quietly ruled the most powerful nation on earth. Not from a throne, but from an office. This man was not a king or a president. He was a quiet, determined businessman from Ohio named John D. Rockefeller. He built an empire that made him the richest person in modern history. But his story is more than just about money. It is a story about vision, ruthless strategy, and how one person's ambition can change the world forever, for better and for worse. Few people know that this titan of industry, feared by his rivals, was also a devoted father who taught his children to manage their own small allowances, instilling the same financial discipline that built his vast fortune. We will walk through his life, year by year, to see how he did it. This journey will follow a clear timeline, like stepping stones through history. We will start with his first steps into the chaotic world of oil, a new and wild business in the mid-1800s. From there, we will watch him build his company, Standard Oil, brick by brick and barrel by barrel. We will explore the clever and often controversial methods he used to grow his empire, until it was a giant that towered over all others, holding about 90% of America's oil refining in his hands. A grip that drew the US government's attention. As we trace his path, we won't shy away from the darker parts. Well, let's begin. John D. Rockefeller was born in 1839 in Richford, New York, to a family of modest means. His father was a traveling salesman, often absent. His mother raised the children with discipline and faith. From a young age, John showed a remarkable talent for numbers and business. He raised turkeys and sold them for profit, carefully recording every cent in his little ledger book. He loaned small sums to local farmers, charged interest, and learned the power of making money work for him. This wasn't just a childhood game. It became the foundation of a mindset that saw opportunity in chaos. In 1855, at 16, Rockefeller became an assistant bookkeeper in Cleveland, Ohio. He worked long hours, meticulous with every entry, loving the order and logic of the ledgers. The turning point came in 1859 when oil was discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania. Prices soared one day and crashed the next. While others gambled on wells, Rockefeller saw a safer opportunity, refining kerosene for lamps, increasingly common in American homes. In 1863, with partner Morris B. Clark, he invested in a small Cleveland refinery. He was not yet 24 years old. He obsessed over waste, saying, "I have a horror of waste." He sold byproducts like paraffin and even gasoline that others threw away, gaining an immediate edge. Well, that's where it really started. As the Civil War ended in 1865, Rockefeller's ambition grew beyond a single refinery. He saw a future dominated by oil but plagued by instability. He bought out his partners in a tense auction, paying $72,500, a massive sum, to gain full control. With brilliant chemist Samuel Andrews, he formed Rockefeller and Andrews. Borrowing heavily, he built a second, larger Cleveland refinery, the Standard Works. The name signaled consistent, reliable quality. In an era when bad kerosene could explode, safety and consistency were powerful marketing tools. He poured money into efficiency and new technology to lower costs. Success meant controlling the entire process, especially transportation. He promised railroads steady, massive volume every day, and demanded secret rebates in return. With lower freight costs, he could undercut rivals and still profit. Competitors couldn't keep up. By 1870, he consolidated his holdings into a single entity, the Standard Oil Company. With Standard Oil formed, Rockefeller planned to become not just the biggest refiner in Cleveland, but the only one. Historians call it the Cleveland Conquest, brutal and swift. His method was simple. Show rivals his lower production and shipping costs, then make an offer, cash or Standard Oil stock. Behind every offer was an unspoken threat, refuse, and be driven out. With lower costs, he could cut kerosene prices until competitors lost money on every barrel. Most chose to sell rather than face bankruptcy. He preferred persuasion, but would crush if necessary. In about 6 weeks in early 1872, he acquired 22 of 26 Cleveland competitors. Some got rich as Standard stock soared. Others felt bullied into surrender. The playbook: use efficiency and scale, negotiate from strength, consolidate into one. The Cleveland Conquest was complete. Well, that's how his power really began to grow. After conquering Cleveland, Rockefeller set his sights on the nation, consolidating every major refining center under the Standard umbrella. They secured favorable railroad deals and invested in pipelines, controlling the industry's lifeblood. Standard agents approached refiners city by city, offering stock and stability in a larger, more profitable enterprise. Many traded the stress of competition for the security of being shareholders. Those who resisted faced predatory pricing, temporary losses in one town offset by profits elsewhere. Standard tracked who bought what and at what price, targeting rival customers until competitors surrendered. In 1882, they created the Standard Oil Trust. Shareholders of about 40 companies turned over stock to 9 trustees led by Rockefeller. Shareholders received trust certificates, while the trustees managed all companies as one. Centralized control coordinated strategy nationwide, navigating the laws of the time. By the early 1880s, the trust controlled around 90% of U.S. oil refining. As Standard Oil's power grew, so did public fear. Many saw not efficiency, but a dangerous monopoly that crushed small businesses and stifled competition. Journalists, politicians, and the public turned against Rockefeller. He was cast as a greedy robber baron who won through ruthless means. Secret rebates, predatory pricing, and aggressive buyouts came under harsh scrutiny. Ida Tarbell, whose father was an independent producer harmed by Standard, published a landmark exposé, The History of the Standard Oil Company. Using interviews, public records, and internal documents, she painted a damning portrait that fueled demands for action. Critics said Standard bullied railroads, spied on competitors, and targeted local refiners for ruin, symbols of Gilded Age excess. Rockefeller argued he brought order, slashed kerosene prices, and improved quality, benefiting millions of families. But the image of small businesses crushed by a giant endured, and political pressure to rein in trusts became unstoppable. Public anger and political pressure led to decisive government action. Trust busting became central policy. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 was the weapon to stop anti-competitive monopolies. In 1906, the government sued Standard Oil of New Jersey for restraining trade. An epic legal battle followed, with evidence drawn from investigative journalism and hearings. Prosecutors argued dominance came from unfair practices. Standard's lawyers claimed size came from serving consumers best. In 1911, the Supreme Court ruled Standard Oil an illegal monopoly engaged in unreasonable restraint of trade. The court ordered dissolution into 34 independent companies that could not conspire. Giants emerged from the breakup: Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, Amoco. Ironically, Rockefeller got richer. His stakes in all the new companies soared, making him the world's first billionaire. A landmark win for the progressive era proved no company is above the law. Rockefeller retired from day-to-day management long before the breakup, turning to a new challenge: giving away his fortune effectively. He had tithed since youth. Now he sought to apply efficiency and strategy to philanthropy. With Frederick T. Gates, he pioneered large-scale professional philanthropy, building institutions to solve root causes. In 1901, he founded the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, now Rockefeller University, driving breakthroughs, including treatments for meningitis and yellow fever. In later years, he handed out shiny dimes, part quirk, part symbol of thrift and the value of money, softening his public image. By his death in 1937 at 97, he had given over $500 million, worth many billions today. He founded the University of Chicago, created the Rockefeller Foundation to promote global well-being, and helped eradicate hookworm in the American South. His model inspired future philanthropists like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. John D. Rockefeller's life offers lessons about business, power, and legacy, rooted in vision and strategic thinking. He studied the industry, identified leverage in refining and transportation, and dominated those segments. He saw the big picture and brought order to chaos, often the path to commanding a market. But brilliance crossed into what society deemed unfair. Public opinion and regulation shape corporate power and can break it. His life had 2 chapters: accumulating wealth and distributing it. He did not just write checks. He built institutions for lasting change in medicine, education, and science. The takeaway: true power lies in control, but lasting influence comes from purpose. Building an empire is one thing. Building a better world with its fruits is what creates a legacy that stands the test of time.